Zachariah, honey, you have a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet?
I do, yes.
Okay, so those of you new to the work, the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, always free on thework.com. You just click, you don't have to enroll, you don't have to sign up. It's just right there. There's 6 questions on it. Um, so, um, so do people ever call you Zach or is it Zachariah? What do you prefer?
Zach, please.
Okay, so Zach, what did you fill in for number 1? What is the situation, and what did you write for number 1?
Well, it's really embarrassing. It's extremely embarrassing.
Well, so, if it's embarrassing, I'm sure you're not alone.
No, I just want to mention. Yeah. I want to mention why it's so embarrassing is because I've lived in loads of different countries all over the world, and whichever country I go to, I always end up hating the people wherever I go. And so it's like a really horrible judgment about German people. And I think there's even like this. I was like scrolling through, and there's loads of German names, and I was thinking, oh, it's so embarrassing. But I really want to do it because it's been so stuck in my mind. So I'll just go ahead. So it's. Well, shall I just read it?
I'm sure the German people on this sitting with all of us today will appreciate it, and it could be people from any country, and
it could.
So we just keep traveling to find the people that aren't people. So, honey, what did you write for number 1 about those German people?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll probably definitely laugh while I'm saying it. Never mind. I am furious with Germans because they are so unfriendly.
Okay. So German people are unfriendly. What is the situation?
Oh, like thousands of them because I was there for 10 years. Let's go to the worst one. I was jogging and I'd just come back to Germany and I was jogging and then I accidentally bumped into somebody and they said to me in German, "Mind where you're going." And I thought, oh, goodness me, I can't stand these Germans. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so German people are unfriendly. Is it true? You bumped into this guy accidentally. I'm assuming a guy. You bumped into this guy accidentally, and he was so rude. He said, what was it he said?
Oh, like in German, he said, mind where you're going.
Mind where you're going. Oh, boy, whoever is on this...
Maybe it's Germany calling.
I can't find my phone. I didn't turn off anything.
To complain about me.
So we'll just all do the best we can. Germans are unfriendly. He said, mind where you're going, and you accidentally bumped into him. So Germans are unfriendly. Is it true? Let's say that German is unfriendly. Is it true?
Yes.
Okay. And he's just such an example of German people, just so rude. Okay. So Germans are unfriendly. Notice how you react, Zach. Notice how you react. That could be something. Notice how you react, Zach. Notice how you react when you think the thought. Germans are unfriendly. So be there now where you bumped into him. You didn't do it on purpose. Anchored there in that situation.
I become right. That's what happens to me. So he bumps into me and he's unfriendly to me, and I'm kind of delighted about it because I'm like, I knew it. I knew they were unfriendly, and I've got more proof. And then sometimes I like meet other German people and they're really friendly to me. And I think, oh, that's disappointing. I didn't want that. I wanted the unfriendliness, and I'm just obsessed with it. And I've had so many German people be lovely to me, and they're so.
Oh, but that doesn't matter. There, the proof is he really showed the colors of those unfriendly German people.
Yeah, I just was really furious with him. I thought, what was the point of that? Can't you just smile like us superficial English speakers do?
Did you say mind where you are going, or did he say that?
You know, it's a really foggy memory, but it was something along the lines of,
who said it?
Look where you're going. Something kind of scowling at me, something like that.
Who said it? He did?
It was the man, the jogger who I nearly bumped into said it.
Okay. So, okay, same page. Now be there now, and that, even though it was quite a long while ago, just close your eyes, be there now. You bump into each other. And did you say he bumped into you or you bumped into him? You bumped into him?
Yeah, it was a kind of like a jolting movement of nearly, I think there might have been a bit of a brush, but it was like a near collision.
Okay, so, okay. And then he said, mind where you're going. Look at his face, hear his attitude. Feel the bump, like brushing up against, or the bump, whatever it was, be there now.
I do need to mind where I'm going, actually, and especially...
Now you're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead, Zach. Just be there.
I'm always doing that. I'm always jumping ahead.
Yeah, just notice. Germans are unfriendly. Notice in that situation, when you're believing the thought, how you reacted. Emotionally, what you said or did, the look on your face when you're believing the thought, Germans are unfriendly.
For the next 10 minutes of the jog, I was just bickering about it.
Notice.
And I still feel angry. It's 8 years ago, and I'm still angry about that man.
So notice. Germans are unfriendly. Now, be there now, same situation. Bumping into each other. He says, mind where you're going. You have the thought Germans are unfriendly. Just be there now without the thought.
So go back to that moment. I'm jogging.
No, you're jogging. You're alone. Just be how you were then.
You don't have a thought. Don't have a thought.
They just brushed each other. It wasn't that. Just be there now, whatever, if I heard you correctly. I mean, it was a bump, oh yeah, and you just kept on going. We had the thought Germans are unfriendly when he said, mind where you're going.
Could I be without the thought in that moment? Imagine. If I didn't have the thought in that moment, I feel like I would not exist. I would, like, it's so entrenched. Like I feel like I didn't even have any ego at all. I would just be egoless, and like I'd just kind of disappear and I'd be gone.
No, that's not this. Yeah, just be there. You're jogging, feel the breeze. Feel your feet one after the other hit the ground.
I've identified it. I would be so much more grateful, and I do have a massive problem with ingratitude, and I can go back to that moment. This is the first time this has ever happened. You know.
So Zach, what you're saying is valid and important, and anchor in that situation without the thought, Germans are unfriendly. Without his words in your head, mind where you're going. So catch up with yourself. Just close your eyes. Feel your feet hitting the ground. Notice your strength, one leg after the other, just jogging. Feel the breeze, the breath. Look around. Is there a sky? Are there beautiful buildings? Or are you in the incredible? I'm running with you through Cologne. Through this beautiful city, and I'm running with you through Bad Neuenahr, and I'm running with you through Berlin, and I'm running with you through. Just get in touch with your strength, with your youth, your vitality, your.
But I feel so petty. I feel so petty now because I think. So
Sweetie, stay in the situation we're in. Who would you be without the thought Germans are unfriendly? Without his words in your head.
I would be a man running.
Okay, so I'm just inviting you to the experience.
Thank you.
Run. Give yourself the run now you couldn't give you then. It's like you were running, but you missed it.
Yeah, that's so true. True.
It's never too late, honey. You know, I have what they're calling now a broken ankle. I went from fractured to, and I'm running in so many ways. Before I get out of bed, my legs are moving. I'm just, oh God, nothing can. And if I can't do that, I've got this that you're sitting in now.
Katie, can I please tell you that, you know, when I was 32, that's 31, 32, that's when I found your work, and it completely changed my life. And I'm so extremely grateful for this work. And it's completely changed my life.
Honey, I love that. Now let's jog. Continue that relationship. Okay. Germans are unfriendly. Turned around. Be there now at the bump again. Germans are friendly. Slow it down. He says, mind where you're going. Germans are unfriendly. Is it true?
They're very environmentally friendly.
Honey, it's a yes or no. In that situation, anchored there, Germans, the German people, are friendly. He said, mind where you're going. Listen.
Well, you know, that's good advice.
Good. That's good. advice. That man that you don't even know is German.
That's so funny, because I don't.
That man gave you advice. I mean, you've never met. He says, mind where you're going. That's friendly.
It's so funny that you said he might not have been German. That's hilarious. If he might have just been British. So funny. Or any other nationality. Lots of people can speak German.
Germans are friendly. You bump into them, that's okay. They give you some good advice. Mind where you're going, and they don't stop you and shake you. And for me, I might need that. Some of us need a little more friendly, for listeners. But just shake me till I get it. Whatever it takes. Germans are friendly. Honey, I'm not playing around. We're testing it.
I know. I don't
I'm
go.
not defending the German way. We're people of the world, all of us.
I know.
In any language, by any place of birth or womb, where
I've got all of these ones.
We're born of mind, not nationality, ego. You continue to say, I know. It's not wrong. But notice how prevalent that is in your life. I know. It keeps you from listening. And
I'm so confused at what self-awareness is, because it's sort of like, because what happens is you realize that you don't know, and become more self-aware. That's so confusing to me. Just becoming more open-minded.
What you're considering of the opposite is you can't hear when people say, mind where you're going. That's for your own good. I don't know their intention, but for me, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
People can say, mind where you're going. Well, I need teachers like that. I'm hard of hearing. I'm slow to get it. So it doesn't matter their tone of voice. Am I listening? Not to what I think they mean. Hear the words. Because your ego will just rule you and give you a fearful world. Let's look at 2. In that situation, whoever's doing my iPad today, you are brilliant. I so appreciate you, and I have some kind of clue. There is some kind of dude doing my iPad today that is just all over this thing with a little help from a friend of mine. Oh.
Okay, shall I just say the next one?
Yes, please.
I want Germans to become more warm-hearted.
Okay, anchor there. He said, mind where you're going. Okay. You're more enlightened after sitting in number 1. You want them to be more warm-hearted. Is it true in that situation? How could he have been kinder? You were on the move. He gave you the best advice he could on the run.
I think I wanted him to do that typical British thing. Even I wanted him to just say, "Oh, sorry," even though it's like.
Now we're going into anything but the answer to, is it true that you want the German people to become more warm-hearted when you consider that German. You use that one German, for example, to cover the entire German population. So you want that German you want German people to become more warm-hearted. Considering that man that's such an influence in your life, is it true? As you consider, that was good advice, as you're aware of now.
Oh, it's really in the middle.
It's a yes or no. In that situation,
no.
so now feel the no and don't speak over it. Just be there now. No, he gave you what he had for as quickly as you were jogging through. My ego wants to say, yeah, but you know what he really meant. He was being sarcastic. No, none of that. I hear the words. I want German people to become more warm-hearted, turned around.
I'll cry if I say that. I want me to become more warm-hearted. That makes me cry when I say that.
Okay, so crying is welcome in my world. You know, my tears, my emotional is as welcome as my laughter.
But you know, it's so weird because I like laugh and cry and they're like so weird. Like they're just.
Well, honey, you're all over the map. It's not new to you. You know, it's you know, we all have tendencies and
But I don't like, I'm very, very judgmental. I'm extremely judgmental. I just ridiculously judgmental. Like, I just can't believe, I just go outside and I go, oh, ridiculous things like, look at what they're wearing. Who cares? But I'm just thinking like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Why am I doing that?
Just look back to someone in your life that was an influence that held that same tendency as you were growing up.
Loads of people.
So be there.
Mm.
Who was it maybe in your life that you, growing up, that where you better think quickly? You better be quick to think on your feet.
Teachers and family and so many people, especially when I was a teenager.
So go back earlier. You know, if you don't get it right, you are, just complete that sentence. Growing up as that little guy, if you don't get it right, you are
not human almost. You're not functional. I was sitting in a row of chairs in nursery school. I think that's called kindergarten, right? And so I was chatting to this little one who'd just come in, and I was the older one, and I was chatting, and they said, stop it. And then they pulled me out in front of all of the children and sat me in the corner because I just wouldn't stop chatting. And I thought, oh, but I was being so nice to him because he was nervous, and it's his first, you know.
You wouldn't or couldn't. You wouldn't or you couldn't.
I was just.
So just answer the question. You wouldn't or you couldn't be there now.
It's like couldn't.
Yeah. Now get soft with that little guy. He couldn't. You're being punished verbally, pointed out for something you couldn't stop.
I see. Very interesting.
It is, and I could go further with that. I could go further with it. If eventually we get attention like that, even if it's negative, it's hard. It's hard for you to be at home with people. It's hard, and you visit all these different countries, and they all just, my heart. Okay, honey. You want the Germans to become more warm-hearted. Okay, so let's give you now what you couldn't give you in kindergarten, okay? I want the German people in that situation, you're thinking, I want the German people to become more warm-hearted. So turned around in that situation, I want me to become more warm-hearted. Okay?
I do.
Okay, so let's see if you can give you that. The human race. This is about you, not the rest of us. Okay? Not about the Germans, not. I want me. You wrote this. So we're turning it around. I want me in that situation where he says, mind where you're going, where he gives me that good advice. I want me to become more warm-hearted. Now you bump, he says that warm-hearted thing, keep jogging. Keep jogging. Notice the air coming in. That amazing strength you have when your feet hit the pavement. Your legs, your stride. Notice the buildings, the sky. Just what's that like for you?
It's remarkable. It's so much more beautiful that way, and I can experience now that beauty. Right now, I can experience that, and my memory of it prior to this conversation was dark and cold, and all of a sudden now I'm experiencing magic.
Let's don't talk it to death, okay? And I don't mean to death, because talking things to death you've tried, and they just continue to. Okay, so just now be in kindergarten. The teacher separates you and she says, what, don't talk, just be quiet. Okay, just like the jogging, be where you are. Just look around, relax. Okay. Now just be at home there.
It's so comfortable.
And notice there's no punishment in it. There's no one saying, you need to be smart, you need to speak up, or you are this and you are that and you are that. If you don't notice, there's no punishment in that. Just being still. In fact, the extreme opposite.
The talking was cut off. So finally I had stillness.
Yeah. And talking was your way of meeting, let's say, maybe your family's approval. Like being smart, being, not being that guy that's not smart. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is, let's come back. Those of you in self-inquiry, this is a practice of stillness. You just don't know where it's going to take you. But the world is here, sweetheart, to guide you to it. Like this German man you bumped into, like this teacher in kindergarten. Okay, so I want German people to become more warm-hearted. In that situation, jogging with that advice to mind where I'm going. I want me to become more warm-hearted. Now just feel the ground under your feet and the air coming in as you jog through this beautiful city. And notice the people around. No one's hurting you. The worst that could happen, you bump into someone so far and they say, mind where you're going. Good advice. So you can hear these things when you're still, like sitting under the piano. Okay, precious. Let's look at 3. In that situation, what advice would you offer that German person when he says, mind where you're going?
Germans should treat each other more kindly.
Okay. So, in the interest of time, okay, turned around, in that situation, I should.
I should treat
myself.
That feels so selfish of me.
Don't even let your ego take your inquiry over, not right or wrong. Just notice as it does. German people should treat each other more kindly, turned around in that situation. Remember, you're jogging. You've got to flow. He gave you some good advice. You continue. I should
treat myself more kindly.
So just keep jogging. Give me an example. I should treat myself more kindly in that situation.
So that I can enjoy these myriad treasures.
Yes. And I should treat myself more kindly. Another example. I should mind where I'm going. Mentally, verbally, and more awareness of bumping into people. It's not that it's not going to happen again. We all do our best. But sometimes we need a teacher, and you ran into one. I should treat German people more kindly when they're offering advice.
That would be better for me.
So stay anchored, Zachariah, stay anchored in that situation. I should treat German people more kindly. So now look at the German people as you're jogging. Notice your thoughts about German people. That's who you believe them to be, so that's yours. I should treat them more kindly. Now look, they're shopping. They've got shopping bags, some of them jogging, some of them sitting out listening to some music maybe. Just notice I should treat them more kindly in my head. So just notice as you continue to jog. Do you see one unkind German person?
No. All very kind.
In that situation.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
So you have no proof of, in your experience.
In the present experience, being there now.
Yeah. Where else are you in that situation? And notice what you're believing about German people. You've believed about people in every country you've been in, even in kindergarten. And that's not your fault. That's not on you. You would have stopped if you could. But sitting with you, there's no denying within me that you can't. We're all witnessing it. Your ability to get still.
I think I'm terrible at being still. Don't you think I'm awful at it?
No.
I don't think I accept compliments well. If anybody tells me something good.
Stop. You see, you're wonderful at it.
Mm.
I just said stop.
Mm.
You did.
Mm.
That's undeniable.
Mm.
So your world, if I can't stop, I'm a victim of this head. So stop. And it's not an order. It's like stop in the name of self-love. Move your head to paper. You can do that as you're jogging. Take it with you in a backpack or something, And sit down. Stop, sit down. Move your beautiful mind to paper. Because you're good at this. And when you start, your ego starts to go into conversation, just gently remind you, even if you have to hear my voice for a while because it really is yours. Stop. Gently just stop and continue to fill in your paper. Continue to question what's on the paper. Okay, so 4.
I need Germans to listen to me.
Is that true? So let's test it in that situation where he said, mind where you're going. You need him to listen to you. You need him to listen to you. Number 4, those of you new to the work, it's about happiness. To be happy, you need him to listen to you, that German man that you don't even know is German.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to tap him on the back and say, "Oi, do you know what you just did? That was really horrible." I wanted to like him to listen to me in that moment. But now when I'm there again, present with the experience I've had in this present moment, I can really see that I don't need him to listen to me.
No, because you really didn't say anything. So let's turn. I need him to listen to me. He says, mind where you're going. I need me to
listen to him.
Okay, so now continue to jog. Be there now.
It's a gift. It's a beautiful gift. That's a lovely gift.
It's not about a discussion. Follow. We've all watched you get still. So continue to jog. I need me to listen to him. That him in your head, he's in the distance now. He says, mind where you're going. And you've carried him with you all of this time. That's where the world lives in us. Our teachers. Mind where you're going when you're jogging on that run. So do that now. Okay, drop your story of past, future. Be there in that situation you're jogging. Notice your feet hit the ground. Notice the sky and the ground, the trees, and mind where you're going. Now continue to jog and follow this simple direction. And Zach, look how well you do at that. No matter what that judgmental head of yours is doing around Germany, just notice how well you do when you mind where you're going. Look how good, look how well you do that. Your feet know where to land. It's like, now mind where you're going. It's a way of saying appreciate what other people can't even sometimes get out of bed.
That's true.
So mind where you're going.
There's an enormous awareness expansion.
So continue to give you that. And you're sitting in not only your potential, you're sitting in your heart's desire. You're present. Let's look at 5.
This is the most embarrassing.
I need German men to listen to me. Turn around. I need to listen to German men. So you might want to, in whatever country you travel in, just listen to, because it's not just Germans, it's just...
Every country it is.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Your judgments are so loud, so loud. Your ego is so loud. Your judgments are so loud that all the time, look at your life and the experiences, go back to that jogging. And whatever you're doing and whatever you do in life, that's going on. Other than, I'm not at home here, I'm not at home here, I'm not at home here, and these people are this and that country is that. Okay, so let's look at 5.
It's extremely embarrassing. I'm just going to say that.
Honey, I'll be embarrassed then, because there are no new stressful thoughts in the world, honey. You're not. It's okay. We all, we're all the same in that, in every language in the world.
Okay, well, here I go. Germans are so horrible. Germans are horrible, cold-hearted, disconnected, rude, and heartless.
Okay, is it true? He said, mind where you're going. Is it true that as a German man, he was horrible, cold-hearted, disconnected, rude, and heartless? I'm getting the biggest kick out of this. How they keep this iPad is just this amazing keeping track of you, beautiful Zach.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, in that situation with that German man and what he offered me, my thoughts about him and his entire, what you assume to be his countrymen, my thoughts about him are, and read your list.
Horrible, cold-hearted, disconnected, rude, and heartless.
Yeah. When he said, mind where you are going, he sounds like your kindergarten teacher to your head. You followed her example. I experienced you finding a kind of home in that, like a kind of home there, without all the prior efforting and chaos going on in your head. My thoughts about him, the German people, are cold-hearted, disconnected, rude, and heartless. When he said, like your kindergarten teacher, different words, but mind where you're going. Just notice the enlightenment
Absolutely.
of that.
And I've really projected, I think, in the past, a lot of nastiness into that comment, but it could have been said with a tone that was a lot more advisory. And
just love that. I love that you would bring that up, because what you're thinking and believing about the tone would lead you to believe that the words don't matter. I'm not guessing here. What kind of, like here's an example. My husband, when the work found me at the time, he'd say like these curse words like blankety blank, Kate, what the hell do you think you're doing? But I heard his words. What the hell do I think I'm doing? That's found myself living with the Buddha. But it took a very wise Buddha to give me what I've got as I sit here with you. Some of us need teachers that speak the language that we understand so that we can go back to the beginning. Okay. Mind what you were doing. Oh my God. Mind what I'm doing. My teachers have to be loud for me to hear. One and all, but only as needed. No mistake. The world is as you believe them to be, can never be more. So that's what's meant by the world is in you. Only one world to deal with. Your own. In that situation, my thoughts about him were, and read number 5 again.
My thoughts about him were horrible, cold-hearted.
Yes. And why horrible? They infect you.
Yes.
And we can't change them, but we can move them from our head to paper the way you've done, and wake up to another way of seeing things that once we're awake to, this world would give you the practice of testing.
Disconnected. Definitely, I feel that
in that situation, you were
disconnected. I was very disconnected, very.
You were disconnected in the attitude you perceived onto him and the words. You were disconnected.
I feel I was also disconnected to the extreme beauty of the scene around me. Disconnected in many ways, I really feel.
Yes, as well as
to this man.
Yes, the man with the good advice. No mistake of who we bump into or who bumps into us. When you can experience it as a kiss, as an act of kindness, as a grace.
You know what's amazing? My last thing is I never want to go to Germany again. And now I feel really excited to go to Germany again, because then I'll be able to practice what I've learned with you.
You don't have to go to Germany for it. Just walk outside your door wherever you are.
But won't it be special in Germany? Or if I meet a German, somebody who claims they're German.
So, my thoughts about him were cold-hearted, disconnected, rude to myself, and heartless. That's not right or wrong. It's just you're a gentle man. Those thoughts are the ego competing with that sensitive, gentle man that you are.
That's beautiful.
So it wasn't the German man that was doing that to you. It's the life of a believer. And let's look at 6. I don't ever want to go to Germany again. I'm willing to.
Even looking forward, it's fine.
Okay, so don't jump ahead, honey. I'm willing to. No, your tendency is to jump ahead into that. I know.
I'm a jumper. I'm a jumping guy.
Okay,
so
sweetheart,
I'm willing.
Listen to my words the way you couldn't hear his words, even though you heard them. I'm willing to go to Germany again.
I'm willing to go to Germany again.
Okay, now that doesn't just mean stepping foot onto German soil or meeting a German person anywhere. It means when you go to Germany again in your head, or German people again in your head, or any human being again in your head, and you don't, and you feel disconnected or disrespected, it's a worksheet. And, for all I know, that when the man said, mind where you're going, for all I know, he was being rude. I don't know, but I know wisdom when I hear it. I know good advice when I hear it. If someone says, Byron Katie, go jump in the lake. If it's a hot day, I may follow the simple directions. If it's a cold day and I'm late for work, I may just, boy, that person's really, looking out for my interest, and I go to work. In other words, I don't disrespect what people are offering, even though it could be like, go jump in the... I don't respect what people are offering. It could be a good idea. But when my ego says, they're mean, that would be me being a very poor listener. There's no growth in it. There is little growth in it. Willing to go to Germany again, even if it's in your mind, you're in Germany. Either way, this is where it's at. I look forward to. Oh, honey. Honey, honey, honey. Thank you for stillness. Thank you for caring and showing us your heart and your ability to be still. It's undeniable. Your ability to listen. And let's get some feedback, and thank you